Moin Moin and welcome to Ralfs Foto-Bude. Yeah, in my last video I presented to you 5 travel zoom cameras, and one of the 5 was the Sony Cybershot DSC-HX50V. Yeah, in this video I will show you a little bit more of the camera. Yeah, it was one of my favorites of the 5 travel zooms, so I will show you a little bit more of the Sony and give you a little bit more deep review of the different functions of the Sony. Yeah, let's start on top of the camera. We have the program dial, and then one really nice thing I love is the exposure correction dial, so you don't have to go into the menu to change the exposure correction. Just dial here and we have the correction. You will see it on the display, so that's a real nice feature. Then we have the zoom level and the shutter release and the on-off button. One thing, in the review of the 5 travel zooms, I told it it's a 30-time optical zoom. That's a real big thing. And you see here also we have GPS and Wi-Fi built in. So and the 30-time zoom starts from 24 millimeter and goes up to over 700 millimeters, so that's real nice. And the image stabilizer is very good, so you can hold also the longest focal length. It's not easy because it's a small camera. You cannot hold it in front of your eyes to fix it a little bit. You have to hold it in your hand and you have to look on the screen to find the perfect part of your scene. But the stabilizer is real good, so it works. Talking about the viewfinder or a viewfinder, the camera doesn't have a viewfinder. It has only the monitor. It's not a touchscreen monitor, it's a normal monitor. But one special thing of the Sony, that's the external flash shoe. And that's not only an external flash shoe, you also can put an electronic viewfinder on the camera. So that's one unique feature of the Sony, because the other travel zoom cameras doesn't have this. One thing, the electronic viewfinder, in my opinion, is very expensive. The viewfinder costs almost or exactly the same like the camera herself. So the viewfinder doubles the price for camera and viewfinder. So I think it's very expensive. Here on the side, by the way, that's the a real small button to activate the pop-up flash. So if you press the button, the flash pops out. It's a real small button. I would done it a little bit bigger. Yeah, on the back side of the camera we have the movie button to start a movie. We have the replay button. We have a custom button which you can customize. Then we have the the four-way button with the dial, the menu button, and the question mark and trash button. So let's start the camera. The on-off switch is here on top of the camera. So let's start the camera. And that's the view. First of all, we have the display where you can change the different display settings. You see we have the level meter, and the level meter is a two-way level meter, and we have also the possibility to show all the information, all the camera information in the display. So the next point is the menu. Let's go to the menu. If I press the menu button, you have the most important settings of the camera here on the side. So let's go up to the first point, so we can go down the different settings. We have the picture effects, where you have settings like the HDR painting, you have the rich tone, you have the miniature, you have a toy camera, pop, partial, and soft high key, water and then you have the illustration. And you see if there's a point which have an which you can customize, you will see there's a small point just beneath. So you see the watercolor doesn't have it, but the illustration, and here if you go down the illustration effect, you can change from high, medium to low. So have a look. If there's another setting, you can customize the setting and make it a little bit more special. Next point on the list is the Wi-Fi setting. You can connect the Sony camera to your smartphone, and then you have the option to make a remote control of the camera. You can zoom, you can take a picture, you can take a video. These are the functions you can use from your smartphone while the camera is on a tripod or anywhere else in the reach of the Wi-Fi connection. You can make a picture of yourself. You have a group, you can put it on a tripod, you can control the picture on your smartphone, and if everybody's in the perfect situation, press on the smartphone the shutter and the camera makes a picture. So that's a real nice feature. Here you can send the pictures to your computer. Here you have the different still image sizes. 20 megapixel is the highest resolution, and here you have the different settings if you need lower resolution, like for sending per email or stuff like that. ISO setting, you have the auto ISO setting, then it goes from 80 up to 12,800, and what I did is I put the ISO setting on the custom button, so I don't have to go in the menu, just press the custom button and I'm in the ISO setting. So next point is the white balance. You have the different white balance setting from sun, cloud, light, and the individual settings with one push or one push set, where you put the white sheet of paper in front of the camera and can customize the white balance very good. So you have white balance shift, then we have the focus, you have the multi autofocus, then you have the center autofocus, and you have the flexible spot autofocus, then you have the preset distance, and you have a manual focus. One the most important is the flexible spot autofocus. If you go to the flexible, you see you have a small square here, and you can move this one around to the point where you want to have the autofocus point, and that's it. Press the OK button in the middle, and that's it. You have fixed the focus point. Press the button again and you can change the position to the next focus point where you want to have it. So that's very easy. It's very easy to change the autofocus point, but also you can use the multiple autofocus. So if you use the multiple autofocus, the camera looks for a point where the camera thinks the focus should sit and shows you where it is, and so you can control if the camera does the work very good or not. Next point in the menu is the metering mode. As usual, you have the multiple metering center, or you have the spot meter. Then you have the continuous shooting interval, high and low. Then you have the bracketing settings. If you wonder why you have the shooting mode here and the bracketing setting there, and you make a setting and the camera doesn't make it, don't wonder. It's a little bit tricky, because in the quick menu you make the setting for the speed or the bracketing, and then you see here's the button where you go to change the different shooting settings from single to continuous shooting to bracketing to the different self-timer settings. So that's very important to know. In the menu you make the setting which you want, so bracketing or the shooting interval, and after this you choose in this menu which of the functions do you want to use. So then you have the smile shutter, you have the smile detection sensitivity, you have the face detection, then you have the color mode from vivid to real to sepia and black and white. Then you have the color saturation, contrast, sharpness, noise reduction. You have the movie quality. You see in the movie quality you go up in full HD up to 50p. With here you see it down there. It's a little bit difficult to see. 28 megabit per second. Next one is 50e, and then you have a little bit less bit rate, and it goes down to the small AVCHD quality with the 1440 by 1080 and 50i. So that's a little bit less, and it's a little bit easier if you want to cut it on an older computer. You don't need so much computer power. Then you can make dual records, so you can make the settings on a HDTV monitor. You have the movie steady shot, you have different settings. The one is for if you make only slow or moderate movement, and the other one is for stronger movement. So that's very important, because the stabilizer tries to hold the picture, and if you make very fast moves, the picture goes in steps, so the camera always tries to fix the picture. So if you make fast movement, so that's very important to change the steady shot. Here we have the GPS setting. You can start the GPS tracking, and here we have the tracking function. So the camera tracks the points, and you can transmit it to your computer, and you will see the track on Google Map or Google Earth. Last point is the MR set. You have on the camera you have the MR setting. So this is your individual setting, and you can put it. You have 3 different settings. I show you later. You can save. And here we have the main menu, so that's a setup menu. They have the shooting settings with different points. You have a grid line. You can make a digital zoom and red eye reduction. So these are the camera settings, like the beep, like panel brightness, language setting, display color, and so on, HDMI resolution. Also you have the USB settings, and then you have the GPS setting. So these are the main settings of the camera, and it's important to know that this doesn't have a single button to go into the setup menu. You have to remember, go to the menu, and if you're here in the different settings, in the camera settings, the last point in the camera settings, that's the setup for the camera. So that's very important. There are not two different buttons to go in the quick menu and to go in the main menu. It's only one button, and the setup menu is the last point in the row. So these are the settings in the menu. As I told you before, here you change between the different shooting, continuous shooting or single shooting settings. That's very important to know. You have the custom button. This one you can set up by yourself, what different setting you want on it. I use it for the ISO setting. So that's very handy for me, because I not often, but most often change the ISO settings. So that's very nice to put it on the custom button. On top of the camera we have the different program settings. We have P for program, A for aperture, S for shutter, M for manual setting, MR, as I told you, we have 3 different memories, 1, 2, 3. The good thing is the camera shows which are the settings in the different memory. So you don't have to remember, oh, what was 1, what was 2, what was 3. No, you can see the different settings on the screen, so you know, okay, 1 was for black and white, 2 was for portrait, and 3 was for low light landscape or stuff like that. So you see it directly on the screen, so you don't have to remember which one was the right one for this shooting situation. Next point on the camera is the panorama, the sweep panorama. So you just move the camera around and the camera put the pictures together. It makes pictures in a row, and then the camera automatically put the pictures to combine it to one panorama picture. Next one is the video mode. There you have individual video settings. So if you go to the menu, you see you have movie shooting for scene, so you can change your different settings for scene selection. So that's a little bit more advanced. If you only press the movie button, the camera makes the movie in the standard setting. In the movie settings on the program dial, you have a little bit more advanced movie settings. So if you want to make a little bit more quality picture, more quality movie, then you have to go to this point, so you can make a little bit more individual. Then you have the scene selection. You have a lot of different settings. You have from soft skin, background, up to landscape. You have the backlight correction, HDR. You have a night portrait. You have a night scene. You have high ISO sensitivity. You have gourmet or food, pet, beach. So there are a lot of different scene selections you can choose from. I think there are absolutely enough. If you want to change the scene after you have changed it, after you have selected the first time, just press the menu button and you see you go to the scene and then press the center button and you're back in the scene selection. So that's very easy to remember. Next point is the green auto mode, and that's the intelligent auto mode where the camera makes the adjustment by herself. And then you have the gold superior auto mode, and in the superior auto mode the camera also make the noise correction, sharpness and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more advanced. In the normal auto mode you have some more individual settings you can make by yourself. In the gold one, the camera makes more settings automatically, so you don't have to care about anything. You see, if you go now to the menu, you see there are only a few settings you can change. So that's Wi-Fi, that's the image size, movie quality, still image, and the movie and the stabilizer, and that's it. So there are only a few points you can change. But one thing still you have, if you go to the button here with the camera with the stars, you see you have the different settings you can change. That's brightness, that's color, that's vividness, and that's the picture effect. So these are the points you can change also in the auto mode, in the gold auto mode, so in the mode where the camera makes the settings by herself. And you also can change this in the green if you use the green auto mode. You see, just go down and you have also again brightness, color, vividness and picture effects. One thing also, if you make a playback, you see here's the picture, And in the playback mode, you have lots of settings you can change. You can send it to your smartphone. You can send it to a TV. You can send it to a computer. You can make a retouch. You have picture effects to choose from. You have a slideshow, and you can delete single or more or multiple pictures through 3D viewing, and you have different view modes. So there are a lot of settings in the replay mode, and you can customize your pictures. You can change the color, put some filters on it or stuff like that. So the Sony offers a lot of possibilities to change the picture, to make it individual in the color or in the art filter effects or stuff like that. And you have the GPS function, and you have the Wi-Fi function. You have the remote control via Wi-Fi, 30 times zoom, very good grip, camera is very good in the hand. You have the correction dial on top. You don't have to go in the menu to make the exposure correction. You have the external flash show, or also if you want to spend some more money, you have the electronic viewfinder. Yeah, so that's a real good camera with really good stuff inside. A reasonable good picture quality. Yeah, that's almost everything you need is inside the camera. Everything you need for a good travel camera, and it's still, the size is still okay. I mean, it's a little bit bigger than the other four travel zoom cameras I tested. It's a little bit thicker, and it's almost 100 gram heavier than the other cameras, but it's still a nice size to fit in your pocket, and the weight is also okay. The only thing I wish that the Sony has also is the function of the I think there are two functions. Is on the first is the touchscreen. I would love the Sony to have a touchscreen, and the second function is the Wi-Fi function from the Panasonic, where the camera sends the image after I shoot them. So you don't have to go in the menu to transmit them like in the Sony, but the Panasonic transmit the pictures directly after the shooting in the background, so you don't have to care about it. You can shoot the pictures and the camera transfer it to your iPad or your iPhone or stuff like that. So it's almost immediately on the mobile device. That's a function I love, and that would be perfect combination. The Sony and the Panasonic, these both would be a perfect combination for the most advanced travel zoom camera. But still, Sony is very good equipped, picture quality and so yeah. I hope you get a little bit overview of the Sony, and it helped you a little bit to understand the camera and helped you a little bit to decide if this one is the right one for you, if this one fits your needs. Yeah, for the next cameras on the travel zoom test, I will give you a review, also individual review. Take some days more because there's lots to do in the next days, but the Sony is the first because it's the most interesting camera of the travel zoom cameras I've tested. Yeah, so come back again on my YouTube channel and see the other videos of the other cameras. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, and hope that helped you a little bit to decide if this one is the right camera for you. Yeah, come back again. Until now, I say have fun and moin moin.